Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Fortnite Battle Royale tips and tricks video, and I think this one is going to be something that you guys will find interesting. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to win gunfights, and specifically build fights and gunfights by using a couple of deadly items, such as the shotgun for finishing the fights, the RPG in case you're losing a build fight, and the Deagle, which is such a good weapon in this season. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. I think you guys will. If you guys could, the slick little edit play on that first kill there, if you guys could drop a like on this thing, I would very, very much appreciate that. Let's go for a throwback. Let's go for 805 likes. That would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed, and let's get right into it and talk about it. Now, first off, I didn't have many kills. I got this gameplay last night. Drop a like, subscribe, but I didn't have many kills because of the fact that I was going for challenges, and I was completing a bunch of the challenges just because I know the Black Lynx is going to be available soon, as well as like the Snowfall challenge. I just want to keep up to date with that. So basically what I was doing is, in this game, I was doing the challenge where you had to deal damage with 5 different types of weapons. That's why you see me, the silence blue pistol is not my favorite choice for a shotgun swap, but I was rocking that just because of that. And we're going to talk about winning fights and build fights in this game. So you can see the first gunfight there, or first build fight. It was a mini build fight, you know, where every fight's pretty much a build fight. It just depends on how high you're building, right? And if it's a completely build fight. So you can see in that first fight, I did a slick edit play. I got above the player, made that slick edit play, and I was able to win that one. The second fight was pretty easy because I snuck up on the enemy who didn't really know I was coming. I was able to get some free shots in, which I like to call pre-damage, and you guys probably hear me talk about that before, but once you get that pre-damage in, the enemy's already down 100 or 150 or even 80 off those first couple shots. They have a decision: either run away, challenge you and go for high ground right away, or go for the heals, which is usually what they'll do. And that's how I had a decent start to this game. You can see here once again, I'm in a tough situation where the zone, and this is one of those games where the zone just kept constantly pushing me towards, I think it takes us to the snow biome at the end, which is going to happen in this game. Another thing I suggest to do, if you have ammo, shoot at planes, because why not? You can see here I easily baited this guy into coming down for a gunfight with me, and once they do that and they drop down, basically all you have to do is get some shots in on them, and you can see here this guy decides to go for the fight, to which I block him off with builds, hit him for 110, block him off with builds again. I missed my shotgun shot right there, but luckily I hit him with the pistol for one, because of course I didn't have to do that. The only reason I did that was for the challenge, right? So you can see there how I won that fight basically by hitting him with the shotgun. I hit him like 110 the first time, blocking with a wall, missing that shotgun shot that I should have hit, and that's why I ended up taking damage, just because I missed my shot. I still did a good job of blocking. So 3 kills now going into the zone, and I'm still having to constantly move. Now this shows you where the RPG and the Deagle are two great factors into winning build fights. You can see here on this guy, I approach this guy, and the first thing, the RPG is great because if someone's up higher than you or at the same level, I knock him down, and while I'm knocking him down with the RPG, I build up a little bit and I get high ground. Now this guy has the Deagle, which the best reaction to counter the Deagle is that jump and place a floor below you, and then you can see I edited and hit him for 110 again with the shotgun or somewhere around there. But then I was trying to edit and close that back up, which I wasn't able to do, but actually kind of worked out to be lucky that I kind of messed up my head there, because that guy ended up getting third-partied snipe, which is good and bad. The good is that, you know, he's dead and I get all his loot without having to worry about it, and it was good because the zone was moving in, but the bad is that I don't get the kill for that. So you can see here I'm being pressured on by a player with a balloon, and I make the decision it's time to just jump pad out. I realized I didn't have too much health, and I realized that once I get set up in the zone, it's a lot easier to win these fights. So immediately I'm trying to set up in the zone, and this is one of the most annoying things in the game, when you get stuck underneath your ramp, and this is where this guy's pressuring me. I'm not sure how many players were around me pressuring me at this point, so I decide to box up, and this is where you'll see some good tactics coming in, and this is what I talk about. If you watch my last video, 5 build tricks and the best build tricks to practice for season 7 on all devices, it's really, really good, because you'll see me use something like that where I get out here and bada bing bada boom, a couple 90-degree turns, and I immediately have look how easy that was. Just because to win this fight, all I had to do was box myself in when he was putting the pressure on me, campfire, mini heal up, and then as soon as enemies are going to get frustrated and as soon as they stop putting the pressure on you, you saw me quick edit out there, a couple of 90s it only took, and those are fairly easy to do if you practice in creative mode. Use the tips from my last build video. I get the height advantage on that guy, and a really easy way to win that build fight. So you can see some different tactics that I'm doing. I'm doing quick edits, I'm doing RPGs to knock people down, I'm doing 90-degree turns to get high ground, and it all comes down to that. Now at this point I swap out the P90 for the Deagle because of the fact that I need to complete that challenge, and also the Deagle and the RPG are probably the two best tricks, or maybe the grapple gun as well. Those three are going to give you huge advantages in build fights, and there's stuff you have to watch out for. That guy earlier, I like 3 or 4 high ground levels above him, but because he has that grapple gun, he can close that gap almost instantly because of that, right? You do have a second to react. The RPG can knock down, I mean, the splash damage is ridiculous how much it knocks down builds, same with other launchers, and the Deagle is a one-shot on wood or builds that are newly built, other than, I think, the metal and stuff like that, so it's super duper key for that, and you'll see me use the Deagle. So far you've seen edits, you've seen getting high ground, you've seen the RPG plays, but you'll see moving into this late game, and like I said, this is, I think, an 8-kill win or something. It's not the most kills, but that's because the whole early game I was doing these searching gnomes challenges, and you know, I had to do the chili gnomes earlier in other games, but here I'm approaching towards the Happy Hamlet, and this is one of those games where the zone is constantly moving, and it is good to have things like that jump pad that I had earlier. Unfortunately, I had to use it, so now I'm stuck with just some traps and different things like that. Now I approach this fight, and I immediately see someone is building over there, and my first instinct is, of course, you want to get some shots in, and you want to locate the enemy. So I realized these guys were just fighting, they're probably pretty weak, so I'm going to approach right here, and I use a little bit of a trick here with the RPG, which I'm not sure, that is still a trick in this game. I'm not sure why it's patching it yet. It's been in for quite a while, where basically you can, by doing that, and by having, when they're boxed in like that, by putting it at that certain angle, you know, I recommend looking up a tutorial and doing it before you do it in the game so you don't blow yourself up and mess it up, but you can actually delete there one by one, so that's another trick with the RPG. And then once again, the Deagle, they basically have no chance against the Deagle, and it's a really, really strong item in this game. Now the thing is that I would like to carry an SMG and a Deagle, but on console where I play, it's not like PC where you can just swap to any weapon that you have or anything in your inventory instantly due to the keyboard and the key bindings, right? You have to swap by one at a time, and that's why I like running the Deagle right next to my shotgun. If I were to, example, run an SMG right next to that and the Deagle in the place way at the end, the Deagle would have to be more of a combo to use with the AR. Once again, here I approach this guy, I hit him for 78, and I immediately get high ground up on this guy, and what I'm doing here is the Deagle makes it a lot easier. I don't have to worry about editing. I don't have to worry about smashing through his builds. When I get a good chance, I just Deagle down and I approach the enemy. And you can see here how all these things, building skills as well as the inventory, is giving me the advantages to win these fights. And I'm in a very good position here to win this game because of the fact that I'm top 3, 6 kills, and look at my mats. It's essentially full mats on everything. So I make the conscious decision just to say, you know, I made it to the top 3, and this is something that I like to do, is when I get towards the end, I just build up and play it safe because I've already invested 20 minutes into this game. It's already a good gameplay. I know I was winning some nice build fights and gunfights, so I base up here, and this is a good way to get an advantage in build fights, is establishing high ground. And talk about establishing high ground here. I'm on top of a house or a cabin, and then built up 4 levels of metal. So I'm completely established up here, and now I'm in a spot where I basically, with 3 people left, you guys know my strategies. I either isolate the gunfights and win each gunfight by itself, or I try to third party. I realize this guy's approaching me, and the AK, I don't know what it is, but the purple and the gold AK, I've been pretty obsessed with those guns lately. I've been really, really enjoying them. The blue one is still sort of questionable for me, but the damage of the purple and the gold, even though they're not the most accurate, and the blue, of course, is crazy, is a lot better. So you can see here, I'm tracking this guy. I know I had him weak. I'm making sure I'm staying high above him, and then when I get the chance, it's just a Deagle shotgun. Most players are not going to expect that. Most players don't double above their head with a floor and a pyramid anyway, and if they do that, you can simply Deagle replace, RPG. This combo, this inventory that I'm running here, I'm going to win build battles, and I'm going to win a lot of fights. Basically, the only reason where I would die here is, of course, if you get third-party sniped or something like that, but in a one-on-one battle, it would just be missing the shot, because going from a shotgun to a Deagle is a little bit more of a tougher task than going to a shotgun to a SMG where you can simply spray. Right here, I realized this is a 1v1. I used the campfire for, 4 health or 2 health that I needed there, and I'm not too concerned either in this position because of the fact that I'm up on a super duper amazing base, and I have 2 jump pads. So my idea here was just to wait and rotate over there. However, this guy wanted to put some pressure on me, which was totally cool, but I realized I'm in the great spot here. First of all, mats, I have no problem. My inventory is great, and I have 2 jump pads. So I make the conscious decision at this point to just jump pad out of here, go over to the next zone, which I like to call this the early rotation, and this is why jump pads are so valuable to have late game. I used one earlier, but luckily, and you can see, look how bold that base is up there. Thing was ridiculous, and I was going to rotate to the new zone and base up. However, I realized, unless this guy has a jump pad, this is a pretty tough rotation sliding down the mountain, so I might as well get some shots in on him while he's doing that, and of course, I was able to finish that off and win that fight. fight. And look, I completed the challenge to deal damage with the different weapons in a single match. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like on this thing, subscribe if you guys are new. Use my supporter creator code, the Goblin YT, in the item shop. And hopefully this video did help you guys out with Season 7 build fights. It's not just all about your build abilities, it's also about what you're carrying in the inventory. Because if you're getting outbuilt, an RPG can even that fight real quick. And if they're turtling up, the Deagle can end that quick as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.